La mer qu'on voit danser le long du golfe clair a des reflets d'argent. La mer.
Jay County.
Hey.
Welcome to another day of informative news from the Jay County High School studio. Today is March 14th, 2013, also known as Pi Day. No, not the pie you consume, but the mathematical symbol used in algebra to represent the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter, which is approximately 3.14159. Pi has been calculated to over 1 trillion digits beyond its decimal point as an irrational and transcendental number. It will continue infinitely without repetition.
Pretty intense, but March Madness goes on tonight with the first of the Big Ten Tournament Championship games that begins today in Chicago. And the deep field means some great basketball, so let's go over to Darren with some sports.
Thanks, guys. Indiana, Michigan, Michigan State are declaring this to be one of the best Big Ten tournaments of all time. The Big Ten Tournament State starts tonight, and it's not hard to see why Michigan State Spartans coach Tom Izzo declared it one of the best tournaments ever. But in other news, Jay County football coach Steve Bridger, who has recently finished his third season with the football team at Jay County, will become the athletic director starting in July. With that being said, this means that the head coaching spot is up for grabs, so we'll have to wait and see who will take over. But in college basketball, the Ball State Cardinals will not be in the NCAA tournament this year, and their head coach Billy Taylor has resigned, making this season his final season. And the Pacers tore through the Timberwolves last night with a 107-91 victory. And it was Roy Hibbert leading the way with the season-high 27 points and 12 rebounds. Paul George added 17 points, and George Hill added 16 points and 6 assists. But that's all I have, so let's send it back to the host.
Thank you, sir. Well, it's Riley Week, and the Minute to Win It game at lunch today is Stack Attack. It is only $1 for a game, and it's for a good cause, so make sure you go out and do it.
Yes, and speaking of stacks, the smokestack at the Vatican was lit, and a new pope was chosen. Pope Francis is the first from South America. Here's Anthony with that and more.
Thanks, guys. With one short voting session, a new pope has been chosen. Choosing the name Francis, he is one of the first to be pope from the Americas. He is from Argentina and is 76 years old. Besides his native language Spanish, he also speaks Italian and German. Catholic Church leaders believe that God has chosen the right pope. Speaking of God, scientists believe they have discovered the elusive God particle. A half-century scientific quest culminated early yesterday as physicists announced the discovery of a new subatomic particle. One theorized to be so fundamental that without it nothing could exist. Dubbed the Higgs boson, or the God particle, it's thought to create a sort of force field that permeates the universe, encasing everything that we can see and touch, with the fundamental property known as mass. Well, let's send it back to the hosts.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thanks. That's pretty confusing.
That's pretty godlike news.
Yeah.
Well, we have a few celebrity birthdays today and some new movie releases, so let's send it to E.T. with our good friend Anthony.
Thanks. Again. A new movie starring Steve Carell and Jim Carrey is releasing soon, entitled Burt Wonderstone. It's a comedy about magicians and some of their stunts. Since it's a comedy film with Steve Carell and Jim Carrey, it should be good. Also, celebrity birthdays today are Quincy Jones, who is 80, Billy Crystal, who is 65, and Michael Caine, who is 80. Well, that's all I have, so let's send it back to the hosts.
Hey, Alfred.
Happy birthday. Thanks, Anthony. Well, we woke up this morning to yet another cold day in Indiana. Did you know that last year on this day we reached 80 degree mark?
Well, we
pretty
didn't
impressive.
this year.
Sad.
And we're definitely cooler than normal for this time of the year. As you can see, we will be getting some rain and snow mix as we head home tonight. We should see a high of 38 and some clearing through the night in the upper 20s. And let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Today is predicted to be a high of 38 and a low of 29, partly cloudy with a lot of snow. Friday is a high of 50 and a low of 33, partly cloudy. The sun's going to peek out a little bit there. Saturday, will be less clouds than Friday, and the sun's going to peek out a little bit more. But it's going to be colder with a high of 45 and a low of 25. Sunday, we're supposed to get quite a bit of snow with a high of 45 and a low of 30. And Monday, once we get all that snow, it's supposed to be rainy and turn it all to slush with a high of 48 and a low of 34. So that sounds like a pretty bad week of weather.
Pretty depressing. Well, there's only one birthday today, so happy birthday to Sierra Richardson. So, special
Happy birthday. And lunch for Friday will be fish sandwich, green beans, coleslaw, lime sherbet, and milk. So that's a good Lent meal.
Yes, that is.
That's all we have, Jay County.
Enjoy your lunch.
Hello, I'm Quentin Donnelly, and I'm here to interview Luke Rouse. So, Luke, I heard that your brother and sister were in Riley.
They were born. They're twins, and they were born 3 months premature.
And what complications come from a premature birth?
My sister, when they were born, they were both 2 pounds, and my sister Olivia progressed fairly well, pretty quick. She only had to stay in the NICU for 9 weeks, but my brother, he had tons of problems, and they gave him 1% chance of survival. He's had 3 open heart surgeries and multiple other surgeries, but they will both be turning 11 this year.